First news, where it is the damn truth, fair and accurate. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has escalated his pledge now to invade Rafah and wipe out the terrorists. He said it will happen. He spoke as Israeli negotiators are in Cairo discussing international efforts to try to broker a ceasefire. They're just trying to get the hostages out, basically, is what they are doing. They still hold them and have had them since October 7th. God knows what they're doing to them. 5 Americans are still being held, too, by the Hamas terrorists. Germany is rejecting a case brought on by Nicaragua at the United Nations top court, accusing Berlin of facilitating breaches of the Geneva Convention and international humanitarian law by providing arms and support to Israel. Christina Tams, a member of Germany's legal team, told the court Tuesday that the minute we look closely, Nicaragua's accusations fall apart. They're urging judges to call a halt to German military aid to Israel. Then there's special counsel hackman Jack Smith. His team wants the Supreme Court to reject President Trump's claim that presidents are immune from prosecution. Well, obviously, the Supreme Court has already ruled on that, but Jack Smith doesn't want to use any law in place while going after the former president. The outcome of the arguments is expected to help determine whether President Trump would even face trial this year on accusing him of conspiring to block a transfer of power by challenging election results, something that all 3 former Democratic contestants for president did when they lost. John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, Al Gore all challenged the election results. Groundbreaking case in Michigan nearing a close today. Parents of that Michigan school shooter will face sentencing in Detroit. James and Jennifer Crumbly said 2.5 years in jail should be enough. They're asking for no additional prison time after being convicted of involuntary manslaughter. They said they didn't know their son was planning the shooting at Oxford High School in 2021. That shooting killed 4 students. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is set for his much-anticipated visit to Washington. The visit will include a state dinner, comes amid growing concerns about provocative Chinese military action over there and what kind of help they'll get from Washington. Also, a Japanese company's plan to buy U.S. steel. Kishida and his wife will stop by the White House Tuesday evening ahead of a Wednesday official visit and former state dinner. Cambodian authorities investigating the abuse of monkeys at a famous heritage site. Officials said some YouTubers are physically abusing these monkeys to earn cash and generating more views. Others are not physically abusive, but they lure the monkeys in with food and water, making them overly dependent on humans and increasingly aggressive now towards tourists, so they're trying to put an end to that. Thousands of people found themselves out of work across industries last month. Oh, but that's impossible. We had a great jobs report, didn't we, Mark? Oh, yeah, but 71,000 of them were all new government jobs, as I've been telling you. The city the size of Bozeman or larger every month is created with new government workers. Last month, though, 0 manufacturing jobs were made last month. Global Sachs, the research firm, looked at it, said that people are pulling out now of hiring in some of the major industries that we have, but government continues to grow. Triple-digit inflation down in Argentina. People are used to seeing prices for household goods skyrocket, but one of the items that skyrocketed this season is a must-have item, and that is mosquito repellent. Shops across Buenos Aires saw their supply plummet this year as dengue fever cases surge, sending parents and children on feverish hunts for repellent at resale prices that are through the roof. Things have become so bad that even the government, dealing with surging inflation protests, has found time to intervene, lifting import requirements now to try to boost supply as Argentina confronts its worst dengue outbreak in recent memory. Maryland's Governor Wes Moore is going to meet this week with members of Congress to discuss rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Moore said that he'll meet with leaders and let them know it's not a partisan issue, but a patriotic one. The bridge collapsed after it was struck by a cargo ship. Authorities believe 6 workers on the bridge plunged to their death. They haven't found all of them. Joe Biden said, "Don't worry about it. We'll pick up the tab. We'll pay for rebuilding the whole bridge." The ship had insurance. The ship should pay for the bridge and the company that owns them.
Really?
And their insurance company. They hit the bridge. They knocked it down. They should pay. Nope. Biden said said, don't worry, we got it. We'll take care of it. The Biden administration handing checks out right and left yesterday. We already told you about the student loan fiasco. They also said we're going to give $6 billion so a Taiwanese semiconductor giant can build a facility in Arizona. Better ensure we have more advanced microchips. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said that the funding for the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company means they can expand on their existing plans at 2 facilities in Phoenix and add a 3rd one. We got it. We'll pay for them, and that they're allowed to make profit then and not pay us back for building that facility. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, she got back to Washington after visiting China. She tried to tackle some big economic issues between the countries after the U.S. said large Chinese government subsidies for green energy technology are threatening global financial stability. And yet the Biden administration in Washington, they do nothing but pump billions and billions of dollars into green energy in our country, a lot of it with the infrastructure bill. So who knows what they're going to come up with. Chinese are very big in solar power construction. The first labor union for Amazon workers is divided. They're running out of money, and they still don't have a contract, despite campaigns at several of the facilities over the last few years. Some cracks have emerged within the Amazon labor union ranks, and they're losing votes in their warehouses and other places across the country. Tesla, they've settled a lawsuit brought on by a family of a Silicon Valley engineer who died in a crash when he was relying on the semi-autonomous driving software to drive his car. Size of the settlement wasn't disclosed. The family of Walter Yang filed the negligence lawsuit. CEO Elon Musk said he is not liable, but they will take care of it. Evidence indicated that he was playing a video game when he crashed into a highway barrier, Mark. That's right. Put on a Queen song in your Chevy Colorado, clap your hands, and let the car drive itself. That's right. Have everybody in the back seat sing harmony. And don't pay any damn attention to when you're driving the car. This guy was playing a video game in the car. If you're traveling to Istanbul, the airport has made 5 new hires to provide a stress-free travel experience for anxious passengers, and that is therapy dogs. Ready to support you with snuggles? You can give them belly rubs, sloppy kisses. The dogs are part of a new pilot project aimed at easing stress among the travelers. All of the 4-legged members of the program are certified therapy dogs, professionally trained and conditioned to comfort humans. The therapy dog team has been on duty since February at the airport. Asian stocks closed higher yesterday. Investors are focusing on our inflation report. See what happens. Oil prices advanced again yesterday. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and NASDAQ all ended nearly unchanged on Monday. Crude oil added 37 cents as the price of gas keeps hitting consumers here. The week brings the start of earnings reports from Delta Airlines, JP Morgan Chase, and others as we get into the quarterly results. Some of the winners and users yesterday, Paramount, they were down 91 cents. Also, Model N was up. That's a Silicon Valley software company. They had better than expected quarterly earnings. Spirit Airlines was up. The discount airline is deferring deliveries of aircraft from Airbus, and they plan to furlough 260 pilots now as of September the 1st. But other airlines will pick them up immediately if they need to find work. The attorney for the 2 people who died of a rare lung disease urging a jury to hold Burlington Northern responsible for pollution of that town of Libby. Thousands of people were exposed to asbestos there, came from contaminated vermiculite. It's a 3-week trial. Started yesterday. They're going to focus on Burlington Northern's role in transporting that through Libby. The lawsuit argues the railroad failed to contain the dust that blew around the town and was inhaled by the residents. And Clarence Frogman Henry has died. He was 87. The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage founder announced that Henry died on Sunday. Cause of death not given. Henry was known for his 1956 hit, Ain't Got No Home. We used to sing that on a regular basis here on the station. His froggy voice gave him the nickname. Oh, I just thought he could jump. 4 years later, he had another hit with I Don't Know Why, But I Do. He was one of the opening acts when the Beatles first toured in the United States in 1964. Played New Orleans clubs, regularly played the New Orleans Jazz Festival. He had planned to perform Jazz Fest later on this month, but couldn't make it. Died at, Frogman croaked at age 87, Mark. There. You're not going to get that on many newscasts around the country. See you later, alligator.
In sports, the NCAA Division I Council could adopt emergency legislation this month for a new transfer rule that would allow all undergraduate athletes to transfer and play immediately if they meet specific academic requirements, as we are going full-blown free agents in college sports. And one of the things I hate about all these championships, Connecticut had won the game probably 60 seconds earlier, and looks like they and Duke are the odds-on favorite for next year. Can we get the celebration done first?
Yeah,
on
that's right. Yeah. 55 degrees today, and we have a 50% chance of some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm later on this afternoon. Then it gets better, 53 tomorrow, but sunny, 62 on Thursday, 73 on Friday, and 70s over the weekend. It's 35 out there right now, a lot of clouds, 6:45, and that's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. Thanks for tuning into The Cat.